Good people, welcome again. We are continuing with our FET timetable on constraints. As you remember, we had just looked at first few constraints, like these constraints on mathematics, and I had actually taught you how to do this. You can actually save another subject. Like if you check English, if you pick English and leave it this way, once you click OK, that means another constraint of this type will be added to English. But that's not what I want to do. That for the major subjects, there will be no slot uh, space available in the mornings for the rest of the subjects and even major subjects themselves, and that will create a conflict. I just want to walk you through major uh, constraints. We have another constraint here put on PE. Now here, I just cancelled out any lesson that is not before a break. For instance, the first lesson is not. In this case, the break time is appearing at 9:20 to 9:30. So a PE is only allowed at these lessons that are just coming before the break. That's a very important constraint. So I selected the PE and cancelled out any lessons that do not come before a break, because in this case we wanted our PE lesson always come just before. And the next constraint I did was on a teacher called Murundi. So this teacher is not available on Monday morning and the last lesson across the week, and also the second last lesson Friday. So you just get that teacher and cancel out the the periods that is not going to be available, and that's okay. Another constraint is on a teacher called Omete is not available the first lesson all throughout the week, but available the rest of the time again. Same principle. Another important uh, constraint is the minimum days. Now, like you can see in this case, minimum days between lessons for English should be one. That is to say, English is supposed to be taught, if possible, daily. The reason we say minimum days is that it should not exceed one, and you'll see when we combine this with minimum gaps how we come to achieve the fact that English should be taught daily. Again, another important constraint is the minimum gaps. Minimum gaps, this one. Minimum gaps, like here I've said 10, that means for this lesson biology, uh, there should be at least 10 hours of 10 lesson difference, 10 activities between one biology lesson and another. That's what it is. That means if you can't have a biology lesson that comes after two others. That's what it is. And this is very, very important when you are doing or when you are actually scheduling those subjects that you do not want them to come uh, continuously together. Another maybe I can also touch on minimum gaps on subject. Okay. Okay. Another okay, let me see if I have. Now again, this we had covered this. Now this one is a constraint on a teacher. Okay, this is a constraint that we enforced on math, and because we have selected a math here, going to and this math lesson is being taught Milton. Of course, it comes combined to Milton at that particular time. Now, up to that point, colleagues, I may not cover so much on constraints, but in brief, you need to know that constraints we have uh, break times, minimum gaps, minimum days, time available, activities that are subject. For instance, this one is activity math, not taught at that time. and many other constraints at a group level. Let's just go back to constraints. That is what I mean. For instance, if I choose a student set, let's say student set not available at time. Maybe uh, or maybe student set 4B on Friday afternoon, go out some church activity. So what you do, you click on that constraint, and what you do, you say add. Once you add, you choose a group, a student. Once you choose a student group, you cancel out the period. The, the class is not available. So no lesson will be scheduled at that particular time for that. Good people, I hope we have agreed together. If you have a problem of constraints, you can always do a comment and can come back with a more detailed video explaining each of the constraints just in case you're having trouble generating time. In most cases, when you want to generate a timetable, problems arise from constraints. Uh, Good people, let us meet in the next lesson when we about now generating time, and then we go to formatting and